Oh, hello, Hidden Hermit here. Here is the Knight of Cups from the Night Sun Tarot. Now, I realise I've got the Knight of Cups from the Waitsmith down here as well, and this is where things could possibly get a little bit confusing, because the Night Sun follows the top formula for the court cards. So it goes Page, Queen, King, Knight. So up here you can see that you have the fire element with water. And the court cards is that I think across different systems, the one that sort of disagrees with most. But here's the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups, I'm not a big fan of the Knight of Cups, to be perfectly honest. You know, if you want a knight in your corner, then you really want to be looking for wands or swords, if you ask me. I think the Knight of Cups, he's a little bit dreamy, perhaps. You know, he's the lord of the waves and the waters. You get this idea of communication, of romance. Romance comes up with the Knight of Cups as well. So, you know, if you're of the female inclination and the Knight of Cups turns up, you might be thinking, "Ooh, the romance is in the air." Perhaps travel and idealism. The Knight of Cups does lend a little bit of grace. I think he's very sensual. I personally feel that the Knight of Cups is a bit idle. You know, he can be a bit disingenuous, a bit untruthful at times. He can be immature. You know, I mean, the Knight of Wands can also be immature in a rash way, but the Knight of Cups, I think, is more of an immature emotional energy. Now, I'll be honest with you, the Knight of Cups, I tend to see the Knight of Cups and the Night Sun more as the knight traditionally, like this guy here, for example. I don't see him with that kingly energy, but that's just my interpretation of when I use the Night Sun. I do agree in that the fire and water element, if you like, and fire and water don't mix particularly well, do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. So in the little white book for the knight, you're thinking of conquest, which is interesting. Intermediate arrival, that deceit and infidelity, interestingly. I think that's because of the fire versus water element. Let's try and have a closer look at this image, though. I do like the image of the Knight of Cups and the Night Sun because it lends itself quite well to my interpretation of the Knight of Cups in general. I mean, this guy, I mean, clearly he's thirsty. Clearly he's quenching his thirst from this oasis here. Like the page, he has one foot in the water as well. The other foot is behind him, reminiscent of the hangman a little bit, and the pose that his sort of displaying, voguing, if you like. Now, the knights often symbolize some sort of message, and the Knight of Cups here is no different. He has this scroll in his hand, so he's bringing you news, perhaps. My favourite element of the Knight of Cups in the Night Sun is this horse, though. Just look at the expression on this horse's face. Yeah, I don't think he looks particularly impressed to me. He's like, oh, "Come on, dude, let's get a move on. We have to send this message, and you're hanging around with your foot in the water, drinking. Who knows whether that water's good enough to drink? What are you doing? Come on, let's get a move on." I do love this horse, and you know, it's a pale horse. Is that significant? You get that idea of death? I don't think it is, to be perfectly honest. These rays as well, that they're coming out of his head or his halo. I'm not certain of the significance of that. You know, is that message? Is it again stylized with that idea of a message? I don't know. But I'm a big fan of the horse in the Knight of Cups. Not so much a fan of the vibe, to be perfectly honest. But there you go. That's just me. I'm sure many different opinions out there. That's the Knight of Cups from the Night Sun Tarot.